Well, hello, everyone. Gosh, there's so many of you here. I don't even know what to do. Just kidding. It's just me. Again, this was a spontaneous decision to go live. My lighting is off, and I do apologize. I'm going to figure this out. It's my goal for the new year, but it is what it is today. I'm going to check one thing. Let me see if I do this. Back it up a little bit. Okay, well, maybe that helped a little. Hello, happy December. I had made a little decision to practice going live once a week because it's still always awkward for me. And how do we move out of awkward when we're doing something new? Do it more, do it more often. So I welcome you to the Soul Nurture channel. The intention here is to hold space for those of us souls having a human experience who have forgotten who we are. It's a call back to soul and higher possibilities. I offer from my practice of over 22 years, probably more if you count how many years I started working on myself prior to that, totally aging myself right now. But all that I've gathered on my journey of trying to understand this great mystery of life, trying to connect to the authentic soul that I am, and what I've learned over the years of where the disconnect is with all of us, not all of us, but some of us, that we are souls having a human experience. And in our human experience, we might have missed out on needs getting met, or we got locked into a conditioned way of being, or we're stuck in beliefs that are limiting and not allowing us to expand. So I have many tools. I'm not going to go into all of them. I always talk about them because that's what I love to do. I'm passionate about my work, and that's why I started a YouTube channel, even though it's uncomfortable for me. It's getting a little more comfortable, but I'll tell you, it is more comfortable for me to talk to a screen than it is to talk to a group of people. But I love that too, and I find my way, and it's amazing when you step forward with faith and your purpose, how things just kind of settle in and you're met with what you need. Let me just say this. So thank you for being here with me. I now have 600 subscribers. Wow, that is such a cool thing to me. I don't know who you are, not all of you. Some of you do comment. I do have a little raffle. I literally have names in a basket because I offered a giveaway for the month of November for anyone who commented on any of my videos in the month of November, and your names are in the basket. And for every comment, you got your name in the basket. So I'll pull that at the end. I don't know that I'm going to announce the name live. I'll probably just contact you, okay? So I think that to expand my invitation here is, it's a place where I want to do these soul nurturing connections, just a check-in, a place where we can gather live and, grab your favorite cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever you drink. I'm drinking this yummy. Not that I have I'll give a shout out to my favorite tea. Maybe someday they'll sponsor me. But anyway, it's four Sigmatic, and it's matcha latte mix, and it has lion's mane in it. It's so good. So that's what I'm sipping on. I actually have a cold, and I've been just drinking tea with honey and lemon. So you can hear my throat's a little off, and I am not feeling well, but I wanted to show up. I think it's important to show up even if we don't feel well. Show up with our purpose and our mission. So I think what I'm going to do to start, I have some topics to cover here. The last live video I did was talking about busyness in December, and I feel, do you feel it? Like suddenly the heat's turned up, as I mentioned last time, and suddenly we have much more to do. And just wanted to see how everyone's doing this. So if you're watching the replay, let me know. How are you doing? What are you feeling like? I'm going to actually drop into a meditation for myself and for the replay, just to check in this present moment. This is the key to the holidays, to connect more to self and soul, and be present to self so you can be more present to others. And that's the greatest gift, right? The presence of self and honoring each other from that place. So the tricky thing is here going live, and I don't know how to do this. If anybody knows how, when I go to my notes, I can't see the screen. So let me just see if anybody's here. Nobody's here. So I'm going to go to my notes. Okay. So again, the commercial, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, like and comment. That helps me expand my YouTube outreach out there. And I really do appreciate all the comments. I really love when I know that what's on my heart is connecting to your heart, and what I've gathered in my mission is touching your life or supporting your life. And that's my whole goal, to expand and nurture potential. So I love those comments that let me know what I'm called to do is reaching you. Okay. I have a silly quirk. I rhyme. It just happens. I don't know. Okay. Maybe I'm like the Dr. Seuss of transformation. Anyway, welcome. And let's just pause for a moment just to connect to our inner world, to just see how you're doing in this present moment. And we'll start there. So if you are watching this in a replay and you have time to do this, I invite you just to close your eyes and join me on the inner. So just letting your awareness turn inward, turning away from the busyness of your life or whatever you're doing, turning away from the external, all the noise of the world, and dropping into your own inner world. And dropping in to feel and experience more how your companion for the journey is doing, your body. So often we forget to check in with our bodies until perhaps we neglect it. We are doing what we know we can do for our body that's best, and then it'll let us know through chronic pain or fatigue, which is something that I do experience. So I'm speaking to you from wisdom of ignoring the physical for so many years, stepping over myself to serve others for so many years. And now I do experience chronic pain and fatigue and some other issues that have my attention, but they're my current teachers, right? So just noticing as you breathe in, how does your body feel? What is your energy like in this moment? And what's going on in your mind? Is it busy? Is it sort of, ping-ponging in there? Can you drop into your heart for even just a moment to assess yourself with compassion, love, and honoring? To acknowledge you are doing the best you can in each and every moment, and that your needs matter too. So just checking in. How are you doing? How are you feeling? I'm going to do another meditation at the end. This is just awareness check-in. I like to do in my women's circles or groups or Zoom meetings. Awareness of where are you in this moment. And be honest. And just be aware. And I'm going to invite you to open your eyes. And what I'm going to do is what I do with my clients often is to assess now. There are some basic needs we have to meet in order to grow and nurture our potential. Number one is safe to be you, safe to just be who you are in the world. And this is where we get stuck because we hold back because we're afraid of being judged or I'm not loved, all of those needs being taken away, the need for love and belonging. And yet when we are more concerned about what others think about us than what we think about us, we are already abandoning ourselves, neglecting ourselves, not belonging to our soul and our potential. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being super high, really good, doing great. I am not doing really great physically right now. I'm really actually struggling a little bit. When I went into meditation, like my body was like, oh, are we going to take a nap now? Because that's what I need. But so I'm going to make this short so I can go take a nap and do what I need. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how safe do you feel to be yourself in your life, in your world, in your relationship? You can assess it anywhere you want to look. How safe do you feel to be yourself, right? And how safe do you feel, in general? And you can have real things going on in your world, and my heart is with you if that's the case, and reach for support if you need it. But some people who've grown up with trauma have to check in on this a lot, because you can get triggered easily from the external environment, through real intense situations, or someone who looks familiar to somebody that abused you. I mean, many multitudes of ways. And so it is our work, our healing work, to create an inner safe place for ourselves. So 1 to 10, just that assessment. How about 1 to 10? What's your level of self-acceptance? This is where I had to practice today. Your level of self-acceptance, accepting yourself just as you are, right where you are, how you look, how your body looks, what's going on in your world, all of it. 1 to 10. 10, super accepting. I love myself. I'm good. 1, not so much. I'm going to take a sip of water. So this is an important assessment, and this ties into my topic about accepting yourself right where you are. And when we move into judging ourselves, that immobilizes us and limits us from bringing what we have to offer. And yeah, it really can make us feel stuck. How many of you do that inventory of all the things that are wrong and what should be better, what could be better, all that? Anybody? Comment if you do. What I'm inviting you to do today is to use your powerful mind to direct your own unique Google search engine, which is called the reticular activating system, and search for the things that you can have gratitude for, that you can stretch to accept and even value about yourself and your life and your circumstances. Because when we get into a lot of judging and resisting what is, we get stuck in what is more. So acceptance is really, really key. The more you love and accept yourself just as you are, and I know that it feels counterintuitive to some people, especially when it comes to weight and body. What do you mean accept myself? I'm not my ideal weight, and I get this a lot. Well, because you're not accepting yourself, you're preventing yourself from shifting and shedding, letting go, and reclaiming your the possible. Acceptance is key. I talk about these spirituals a lot, spiritual practices. Acceptance is key. Forgiveness is key. So if you notice you've been in a lot of judgment about yourself and circumstances, guess what? You need to forgive yourself. This is a good place to put your hand over your heart and say, I forgive myself. I've done the best that I can with the programming that I have received, and now I choose to do something different. If I was up to it, I would do a tapping process that I do. I'm just not feeling up to it right now. Maybe I'll just go to the last part of the tapping, which is wonderful. The setup and the ending. So the setup would be, I'll just do it right now. This part I can do. So place your hand over your heart and press in with your middle finger into what is referred to as the tender spot. I think technically it's been a while since I've taught EFT. Neuro, oh dear. No, it's not there. Technically, it has a different name. I'm not feeling up to finding it in my Google brain. But it's the sore spot, tender spot. And it feels a little tender when you press in there. So press in and repeat after me. Especially those of you who have assessed yourself low on the scale of 1 to 10 with self-acceptance. So even though, repeat after me out loud, even though some part of me is judging myself and I'm not feeling a lot of acceptance for myself, I deeply and profoundly am willing, and I put willing in, normally it's just I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. But if you're struggling with acceptance, it's hard to go there, and you're just, you'll pop out of this process. So I'm willing to love and accept myself. And when I do that, I can choose, and then you can put a choice statement here. So even though some part of me is not accepting myself, I'm willing to deeply love and accept myself. I'm willing to do this for the purpose of what? What's your purpose? What's your choice? So for me, I did have a little tangle this morning, not feeling well. I started to do the negative assessment. What, the things I need to do today that I'm not able to get to today, the busy December list, and a project I'm working on in December that slowed down because I'm not feeling well. So started to do the judgment assessment instead of the acceptance, right? So I choose with acceptance to let myself be where I am, trusting that what I need to do, I'll get to, and that all is well. I choose to know that all is well. Okay. So you want to fill in that last blank with all is well. I'll come back to the energy. It's called the over energy corrector. And I'll do that at the end just to wrap up. Hopefully I'll remember. This is where it's helpful to have a live person with me. Okay. So acceptance. And then you can go on from there. Where you're struggling, if it's with self-love, assess yourself. It's not to make yourself feel bad. It's to show you where you are. And then you can be curious about what will be different if I up level, say from a 5 of self-love to an 8. What would be different? What would you do differently with more self-love, right? That's sort of the sense of this. I do this with my clients to kind of get a baseline where they're at when they start with me, so we can up level to those higher possibilities together. I should have brought a throat lozenge because my throat's getting a little tender right now. So in this human experience, it's important to remember to be gentle with ourselves. I like to say pace with grace. I love this quote from Confucius. That another thing to remember is you're never alone when you're with yourself. I love the reframe of I'm not by myself or alone, but I'm with myself. And I'm sharing this because I think it is, you go a few videos back, I talked about being alone in our own adult minds without loving support. We need to cultivate this loving compassion for ourselves so that no matter what, wherever we are, even if we're alone, we're not lonely because we're connected to ourselves, but also to recall and remember that we're always connected to the source, creator, however you connect. But this is from Confucius. Remember, even when alone, that the divine is everywhere and right where you are. That last part I'm adding. I'm editing Confucius. How dare I? Remember, even when alone, that the divine is everywhere, especially right where you are. I think that's important to remember. So honoring where you're at, what does that look like? What does that even mean? We want to move from judging and feeling limited where we are in our circumstances to honoring. So what does that look like to honor? Well, one thing you can do is honor how far you've come from where you were or who you were. Honor what is working. And that is key. So that reticular activating system I'm talking about, it's key. This is why setting intention is key. When you set intention, it gives your mind something to focus on. And it's the same thing with this inventory I'm about to explain to you. Because if you don't feed your mind something or point it in a certain direction, it'll dredge up all kinds of things. So intention is important. Remember, I always say, if you're not setting intention, you're going to feel intention. And so take an inventory of what is working and how far you have come. What is working in this present moment? If you are, if you've been judging yourself about something that you want to do and aren't doing, shift the judgment to acceptance of where you are, and then look for, well, where have I actually made some strides in that direction? Or where am I in a different place than I was before? Or what is working that wasn't working even yesterday? So honoring that, okay? The more you focus there, the more you'll cultivate that. The same phrase came to me when I was thinking about doing a video today. What was it? Because gratitude is key. Gratitude is the next thing. Honoring and gratitude go hand in hand. So when you are grateful for the little micro shifts in your life, the little gratitude of the little things grows the bigger things. Okay, that's what it was. Gratitude for the little things grows the bigger things. Okay. So reconnecting to your vision is really key too. I teach a lot about visioning. I learned it from Reverend Michael Beckwith. He called it life visioning. And the more I got into hypnotherapy and my spiritual practice of connecting to soul essence, becoming a Jungian spiritual director, even before I became a spiritual director, I started calling myself a soul guide, like, I don't know, 15 years ago. And I put soul in front of visioning. Later found out that was copyrighted, even though I came up with my own sort of method, which I used to have on an online class, but I lost my platform. So I'm in the process of looking for a new platform so I could reboot that training, which is soul visioning from a hypnotherapist standpoint, working with our subconscious mind, our limiting beliefs, and shifting them into empowered beliefs in order to move towards our vision. So visioning is important to have something ahead of you that you're looking forward to, that you're growing your potential for, that is still possible. And I think part of the talk today that came to my mind when I was like, what am I going to say? What's on my heart? And if it's on my heart and I'm experiencing it, I'm certain that someone out there is experiencing it too. So what's on my heart this morning was disappointment and disillusionment. Feeling disillusioned from where you are and disappointed that you're not quite where you want to be. That's where vision helps you move forward. I think Reverend Michael had a phrase, something like, be pulled by your vision instead of dragged by life, be pulled forward, right? So, okay, so connecting to your vision. And if you want more information about that, you can comment below or email me. You can go to my website at www. Last time I said my website, I forgot the third W 3 times. www.victoriajazwick.com. You could also email me at soulvisioning@gmail.com. Okay. So offering gratitude for where you are is key. Again, there might be a pushback. Well, I don't want to be where I am. Till you give thanks and have acceptance, you're going to be kind of stuck. So give thanks. What are the lessons? What are you growing through? What are you learning? What's available right where you are? And back to the vision, I think that wherever we are, we're gathering a puzzle piece for the ultimate vision. So this is where surrendering to where you are and accepting where you are, trusting where you are is important to where you're going. Okay. So giving thanks for the present moment and giving thanks for greater yet to be. And giving thanks in advance for your vision, your dream, your desire, your prayer to be fulfilled. Okay. All right. So that's what I had on my notes. I thought maybe there'd be some people to chat with, and I was going to leave it open for questions today. That was sort of the point of going live. And I'm not sure. I'm still learning how to do these where people get notified. Maybe I can set it up more in advance so that you'd have more notice and come join me with your questions. That's what I'm hoping for, more questions to interact. That's when I get to tap into my wisdom well of my 22 years of experience and share something. I find that the more spontaneous sometimes, the better what comes forward, and even surprises me sometimes. So, okay, I will be doing an end of the year. I did get a request from my friend Erica. I do these every year, and yes, I'll do it again as we get closer to the end of the year. I do an end of year review, learning the lessons we learned, gathering the goodies, and empowering ourselves for the next year. I can't believe that it's almost the end of 2022, and I think 2023 looks promising. And I will be doing a video for the full moon coming up in Gemini on December 7th. And I was going to do that back to back today. I don't think I'm up to it today. So I think I'll have to do it tomorrow, get a little more rest today. But let's do I just remembered, let's do the last bit I mentioned I would do. So it's called, I learned in energy psychology. I was trained by an amazing teacher, one of the founders of energy psychology, and an amazing woman, Dorothea Hover Kramer, who passed away years back. And I was studying with her, and I was so blessed to know her. And we were just getting to know each other more. She was writing her last book. And I don't think I've ever shared this, and I know my husband knows this, but she'd asked me to write the foreword to her last book. And I was like, it was one of those requests where I felt not ready, not prepared. Why me? Why are you asking me? And I was so honored, really. And then she passed away a few months later. And I don't even know if anything happened with that book or what the book was about. I never got to my yes, to tell you the truth. I had fear, and I'm honest about that. And I wish immediately I said, of course, what an honor. Thank you. I might be able to do that now. But back then, what was that, about 10 years ago? I didn't feel ready. So shout out to the honor, the blessing of being trained by her and her life and all she did to help others. So I sort of freestyle with this. I'm gonna cut to the chase, I guess, because typically we do the setup and we would create a setup statement and we do some tapping. I'm not going to do the tapping. I'm going to cut to the chase, which is ending with this process. So what you do is you cross your wrists, right wrist over left wrist, and bring that in like that. So let's try that again. Right over left, clasp, and bring your arms in. And you won't be able to see my feet, but I'm going to do the opposite. So my left ankle is over my right ankle. And this connects what I remember, connects all the meridians, gets flow for this inner world that we are trying to build together and cultivate. So just close your eyes and let's just focus in on the setup statement. Willing to love and accept myself for the purpose of, and whatever your purpose is. Willing to love and accept myself for the purpose of rising with my gifts and talents. Willing to love and accept myself in my humanness so that my soul can expand. And one important part of this process here, I forgot to tell you, and never too late, we just started. With every breath, when you breathe in, put your tongue, breathe in, and your tongue goes to the top of the roof of your mouth. Breathe in, tongue to the roof of your mouth. And when you exhale, drop your tongue to the bottom of your teeth. So breathing in, tongue goes up to the roof of your mouth. Breathing out, tongue goes to the bottom of your teeth. Okay. And so let's go back to that setup statement or whatever else you want to call in. Just think what it is that I like to think about this as setting up our inner home. What do you want the inner climate to be like? What do you want what do you want it to feel like? What is more acceptance, more love? What will that feel like? And this is updating your subconscious mind and turning off all fear signals, making it safe to have what you want, calming the mind-body system so that your mind, body, and soul are aligned with what you desire. So back to that setup statement. Willing to love and accept myself for the purpose of living a life that is joyful, joy-filled, and abundant. I'm willing to love and accept myself for the purpose of. I'd like to have you put in some of your purposes in the comments or your desires. I notice in this moment my body's naturally rocking. This happens to me a lot when I go into prayer. Every vision quest I've ever done, my body naturally rocks. So just notice what your body's naturally doing as you're updating your subconscious mind and your cellular memory and flowing all the energy through all the meridians through what you desire. And just feel, sense, and imagine as you continue to breathe in the way that I instructed, that your body, mind system, and your energetic field are filling up with love and acceptance. Every cell of your body filling up with love and acceptance right here, right now. And typically we would keep this going. If I was working with a client, I'd have more phrases that were unique to them. And at some point, the body physiologically will do something to let you know, message received, like the body will flush or more energy, or you feel warmer. And that's when we say, thank you. I accept. I accept this update. I accept this upgrade. Okay. One last thing. I just remembered I had a little prayer I wanted to share with you, and I'm going to close with that. So thank you for being with me. Hopefully you're watching in the replay. Comment, like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Get me out in that YouTube waters more. Or what is it called? The algorithm. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go read this, and then we're going to conclude here. We're just a little over 30 minutes. And I need to get back to bed and heal my little body here. Okay, so this is a beautiful blessing from John O'Donohue. I love John O'Donohue. I found his book, one of those angel blessings. I was in a bookstore, a library book sale, and literally this book fell off of the bookshelf at my feet. And it was just before going to do, we back then, gosh, I don't know how long ago this was now, 10 years ago too. My husband was running, we called it our Earth Vigil fire. We kept a sacred fire burning, a real fire outdoors going. The goal was 24/7 for a year. Well, we made it for 6 months, which was quite an endeavor. Long story. Maybe I'll share more about that another time. But it was just before I was going to be the firekeeper for the weekend. And the book Anam Cara, if you have not read it, it means soul friend, Anam Cara. So, but this book is from, I think it's from his book Eternal Echoes, I think. But here it is, this beautiful blessing from John O'Donohue. May you awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. May you have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. May you receive great encouragement when new frontiers beckon. May you respond to the call of your gift and find the courage to follow its path. May the flame of anger free you from falsity. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame and anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror an inner dignity of soul. May you take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. I'm smiling because I had already planned what I wanted to say, and then I found this poem and I read it quickly, and I'm like, this feels right. And some of these lines are really echoing what I just said. So synchronicity, baby. Okay. May you take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. May you be consoled in the secret symmetry of your soul. May you experience each day as a sacred gift, woven around the heart of wonder. I'm going to say that again because I love this line so much. May you experience each day as a sacred gift, woven around the heart of wonder. Wow. Wow. I love this. And I hope that it reaches you right where you are and just puts a little extra spark in your soul. And may this video leave you a better, or may this video, what I have to say, may it have helped you lift up, rise, be inspired, and with a little bit more empowerment to know that you're here for a reason, who you are matters, and we're all in this together, and you're not alone. Connect inward as often as you need to, and trust the unfolding of this beautiful gift called life. All right, peace and blessings and joyful blessings and all that you need to reach your highest and greatest good. See you next time. Thanks for being with me. Bye.